Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Herbert's Home Hermitage. I am very sorry that I have been out of offline for a while. My daughter came over on Mother's Day weekend and she helped me clean out my garage as my Mother's Day gift. And I'm very grateful for that because it was a mess. And now it is in a condition where I could actually use it as a garage again. I decided to go ahead. I know I've been offline for a while. The problem is that when we did that, I pushed through that whole weekend working on a garage and ended up in a fibromyalgia, a flare-up. And it lasted for about a week. And since then I have been kind of taking it easy with myself, which has not been easy because Texas has been extraordinarily hot. You can probably see the sweat on me right now, and let me tell you, it is 11:52 at night. The reason I'm recording now, because I happen to also be cooking. I'm making some tomato soup with some nice tomatoes that I got from the grocery store. They were from the this particular grocery store chain has what I like to call the questionable produce section, and so I was able to get bags of Roma tomatoes for 99 cents. And the best way I know to preserve them is to make soup and freeze it. Make tomato soup and freeze it. So that's what I'm doing. And if you're wondering what my recipe is, I am going to have to direct you to the Barefoot Contessa, because it is exactly the same as Ina Garden's recipe except for two things. Instead of a tablespoon of sugar, I add a carrot, which is what I'm chopping up right now. And for the most part, see, there's the carrot. And for the most part, I don't add the cream because I'm not a fan of cream-based soups. I'm just not. And I'm probably going to hear from all the people who love cream-based soups. And you know, sometimes I don't mind a little bit of cream in my tomato soup, but most of the time, I'd just rather not have it. So that's what I am doing this evening. And I thought I would just touch base with everybody. I don't have a whole lot there to say. I know I got a request in the last video that I put up for some discussion of the idea of discernment. And I have to tell you, it's a little bit difficult to discuss discernment within polytheist. What we're finding, I think we're finding it quite a lot of us are finding this, is that discernment is not something that happens one time for us. The kind of discernment that she's wanting to know about is, oh, excuse my filthy refrigerator here. Oh dear. Tell me that's not down at the bottom of all those eggs. It probably is. Hang on. Where's the tomato paste? Where is my tomato paste? It's at the bottom of all those eggs. That's where it is. It's at the bottom of all the friggin' eggs. Great. I need that tomato paste. Or do I? What's that? Nope. No, it's not that. Okay. Excuse me, I'm going to have to dig through some eggs here to find my tomato paste. Anyway, it's more of an ongoing thing. It's not something we do once and then we decide, oh, okay, I'm here for life, the way a lot of other groups are doing. I know of at least one lady, a hermit, who lives in Flint, Michigan. and has her little cat rescue up there. Aha! Found it. Yes, I have a lot of eggs. But she does a annual retreat. Psst, get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Thank you. Here. Here, guys. Here's an egg. Yes, yes. Here's an egg. Go for it. One egg. Don't say I never gave you anything. Cats. Anyway, she does a retreat and a sort of mini discernment every year. And that is followed by a rededication. So that kind of gives you the idea of what you see here. That's fairly common. We tend to be very open to the idea that things change. The only constant in life is that things are going to change. And that as part of that, we're not asking for a lifetime commitment at any time. We're asking for a right now commitment. Now, it may very well be that our commitment for right now ends up as a lifetime commitment. At this point in my life, I have no intentions of going anywhere else, of doing anything else. But you never know. Because, like I said, the only constant in life is change. A little more wine. Huh. Okay, a little more white wine. Gotta scrape up all this stuff off the bottom. Okay, there we go. Now, let's chop up some tomatoes. Let's chop some tomatoes. Anyway, the process of discernment that we do go through is pretty much the same in most religions. I did some reading, and you know, whether you're a Buddhist monk or nun, or a Catholic monk or nun, or any others of the groups that have this type of spiritual type, it's just a matter of determining what the gods want from you, and whether or not you're capable of offering what they're asking for. Right now, I do feel capable of offering what's being asked of me. One of the things that is being asked of me, and it is a difficult thing to offer, is trust, complete trust. And I have to tell you, I am a dyed-in-the-wool control freak. So that complete trust is coming as, ooh. Anyway, oh, my air conditioner is also out. It's also gone out. So this is a fun week. But I can eat this soup all week. I can eat it hot if I want it hot. I can eat it cold if I want it cold. I think that's the way I'm going to go with it. Probably cold. At any rate, the idea, like I said, the idea of giving up control and handing it over to some other, not a person, but an entity, even ones I trust as much as Habandia and Cornelius, is difficult for me. That's part of the journey that I'm on, is to be able to do that. And I'm, like I said, it's difficult, and I am learning. I keep having to be told, you know, just let it flow, stop worrying about this, stop worrying about that, don't worry about where the money's coming from, it's coming, don't worry about what's going on with your job. It's okay. Everything's fine. Just do the work we've given. Let it flow. And so that is what I am attempting to do. Oh, yes. Oh, goodness. It's Gracie you hear out there barking. She apparently has found something outside to bark at. I'll guarantee you, if I go out there and look, there'll be nothing. Absolutely nothing to bark at. But she has found something. Or at least she thinks so. Oh, my goodness. Now, back to this soup. All right. That's not enough. I think I'm going to do a whole one of these bags. Now, Ina Garten's recipe does call for a can of tomatoes as well to supplement the fresh tomatoes. I don't know if I'm going to need to do that. We're going to see. I do have the canned tomatoes, but we'll see what we think once I've added the and these are very ripe. I've got splits in the skin as I go through this. Oh. I may try to make some shakshuka for breakfast tomorrow. My sister will hate it. Oh, she'll hate it, but it'll use up some of these things. Oh, goodness gracious. And I don't think it'll heat up the kitchen too badly. Oh my goodness. So yep, there we are. Oh, Roxy's gonna bark now too. Okay. Which means there might be something across the street. Okay. There we go. More tomatoes. Oops. Well, we don't want that one. Landed on a moldy spot on the kitchen cabinet. I have killed off the mold a half dozen times. It just keeps coming back. I'll have to do it again sometime soon. I don't know if you can see me sweating here, but I've got sweat pouring down my face. Oh. Yes, the temperatures today went down. Down, mind you. Gracie, stop that. Down to 89 for the evening. So, yeah. Grace, give it a rest. Here we go. Oops. Now we get some chicken broth. The tomatoes are starting to release their juices. That's yum. That looks good. Let's see if I can give you a look at this, what I'm doing here. Yeah, there it is. Tomatoes are starting to loosen their juices. The basil's in there. I use 3 kinds of basil. I've got a fancy Italian basil and regular. Grace, give it a rest, honey. The neighbors are allowed to be in their yard. And a little bit of Thai basil. So this will be a spicy one. Not very spicy, but a little bit. All right, let's add some broth. Some chicken broth to it. I think we need to add all of that. I apologize for the constant barking. Anyway, I suppose that's an answer to your question, though. The discernment process is something that we keep track of, and we do have one. It just tends to be an ongoing thing, rather than a, yes, I think this is my vocation for life kind of thing. Salt and pepper. Okay, that should be enough. That should be enough. And now, let it cook down. Turn it up to medium, or medium low. Put a lid on it for a little while, and I'm going to let that cook for about half an hour. And then later on, I will be ready to, once it's done that, I'll be ready to use the blender on it, the little handheld blender, immersion blender. And once I've got it into a fine puree, I'll be able to put it back in the refrigerator. Let it cook down a little bit and then put it in the refrigerator. So sometime around 2 o'clock this morning, I'll be ready to go to bed. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you all that long. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of whatever this is. And have a blessed night.